Hello everyone and welcome back. So in the previous video we saw was the introduction to linear equations wherein we saw what are linear equations, how to check the equations whether they are linear or not, and we saw how to solve two linear equations to find the value of their variables. So today we will move ahead and we will see how to solve linear equations using the graphical method. Now, from the name itself, it is obvious to us that in the graphical method, we will be using the graph, that is our x and y axis. So let us move ahead and see the question. So the question over here we have is draw a graph of 2x minus y is equals to 4 using the graphical method. So we have to make a graph of this equation using x and y points. So over here, in the question, we don't have any given in the question. So what we have to do is we have to find the x comma y values. But in the question, we don't have anything. So how will we find the x comma y values? So we will assume one value and using that value, we will find the second value. So let us see how to find them. So the solution says that we have one equation that is our 2x minus y is equals to 4. So we will first assume one value. So we are taking x as 0. So we will substitute this x as 0 in our given equation. So we get 2x minus y is equals to 4. So when we substitute x as 0, so we get 0 minus y is equals to 4. So we get y as minus 2. So when we substituted x as 0, so we get y as minus 4. So our x comma y value is what? 0 comma minus 4. So accordingly, we have to find total of 4x comma y values and we have to plot those values. So let us find the remaining three values. So here we are taking y as 0. So we substitute y as 0. So we get 2x is equals to 4. So our x is equals to 4 by 2, that is 2. So at y is equals to 0, x is 2. So we get x comma y as 2 comma 0. Then we will move ahead and remember, we are having the coefficient of x is 2 and we're having the coefficient of y as 1 and here this is the constant. So the number to the right hand side should be a number. If we are assuming the value of y, then we have to assume the value of y in such a way that after we are sending it to the right hand side, this number should be divisible by 2. Because if this is divisible by 2, then we will get an integer. But if this is not divisible by 2, then we will get fraction. So let us see if I'm taking y as 1. So what happens? 2x minus y is equals to 4. So I get 2x minus 1 is equals to 4. So 2x is 4 plus 1. That is 2x is 5. So we get x as 5 by 2. So now you can see that this constant is not divisible by 2. So we are getting fraction. It is not like we cannot plot fraction numbers in the graph. We can plot fractions on the graph, but plotting fractions in the graph becomes a bit difficult. That is why if you can avoid, then avoid taking fractions. So we will not take this point. We will reject at y is equals to 1. Instead, we will take x as 1. So when x is 1, so I get 2 into 1 minus y is 4. So I get 2 minus y is 4. So our y is minus 2. So x comma y is 1 comma minus 2. And now I'm taking x as 3. So I get 2x minus y is 4. 2 into 3 minus y is equals to 4. 6 minus y is 4. So our y is 2. And our x comma y is 2 comma 0. So this is our 4 x comma y value, that is 0 comma minus 4, 2 comma 0, 1 comma minus 2, 3 comma 2. So you can see that in this question, we could avoid the fractions. So we have avoided the fractions. But there are some questions in which you cannot avoid the fractions because the equations are such that you will get fractions itself. So in that question, you don't have any choice. You have to take fractions. But if you have a choice to avoid fractions, then try and avoid those fractions. So now we will substitute these four x comma y values in the graph. So let us go ahead and substitute these values in the graph. So first value is 0 comma minus 4. So we will substitute them as 0 comma minus 4. So this is our 0 comma minus 4. 0 comma minus 4. Then we have is 2 comma 0. So we will substitute 2 comma 0. So this is 2 comma 0. Then we have 1 comma minus 2. So we will substitute 1 comma minus 2. So 1 comma minus 2. This is 1 comma minus 2. Then we have our 3 comma 2. So we will substitute plot 3 comma 2, 3 comma 2. So all our points are done. Now we will make a line. We will make a line joining these points. So let us take a line and we'll start from here. Take this point, we'll take the third point and the fourth point. So yeah, like this. So this line represents the equation 2x minus y is equals to 4. So using this equation, we first assumed the value of one variable and we found the value of the next variable. And accordingly, we got 4x comma y values. And using these x comma y values, we plotted these values in the graph. And then we made a line joining these four plotted points. And this line is called as our 2x minus y is equals to 4. So let us move ahead and solve one more question. Okay, so draw the graph of x plus y is equals to 6 and x minus y is equals to 4 using the graphical method. So here you can see that in the previous equation we had only one equation and in this question we are having two equations. It means that using the graphical method we have to find the values of our x and y. So let us move ahead and see how to do that. So the given equations are x plus y is equals to 6, which we will label it as 1. Then we have x minus y as 4, which we will label it as 2. Now, remember, in the previous question, what we did was we found 4x comma y values for the equation. So the same thing we are going to do over here as well. But the only difference is that we are having two equations. So we will find 4x comma values for our first equation and 4x comma y values for our second equation. That is, in total, we will be finding 8x comma y values. So let us proceed and find all the x comma y values. So first we will put our x as 0 in our equation 1. So first we will find the 4x comma y values for our equation 1. The one thing you have to remember is that it is not necessary that you have to take 4x comma y values only. You can take 3 also, you can take 5 also. But the most ideal number is 4. And the reason I will tell you in the further slides. So let us move ahead and we will substitute x as 0. So 0 plus y is 6. So I get my y as 6. So my x comma y is 0 comma 6. Then we will substitute our y as 0. So we get x plus y as 6. So x plus 0 is 6. Then our x is 6. So we get 6 comma 0. Then we will substitute x as 2. So we get 2 plus y is 6. So y is 6 minus 2, that is 4. So our x comma y is 2 comma 4. Then we will substitute x as 1. So we get 1 plus y is 6. So y is equals to 4. Therefore, our x comma y value is 1 comma 5. So we got the 4x comma y values for our first equation, that is 0 comma 6, 6 comma 0, 2 comma 4 and 1 comma 5. Now similarly, we will find 4x comma y values for our second equation. So first we will substitute x as 0 in second equation. So we get 0 minus y is equals to 4. Therefore, y is equals to minus 4. So we get x comma y as 0 comma minus 4. So now we will put y as 0 in second equation. So we get x minus 0 as 4. So our x is equals to 4. So our x comma y value will become 4 comma 0. Next, we will substitute x as 0 or x as 1. So we get 1 minus y as 4. So y is equals to 1 minus 4. So y is equals to minus 3. So our x comma y is 1 comma minus 3. And last, we will substitute y as 1. So we get x minus 1 is 4. So x is equals to 5. So we get our x comma y values as 1 comma 5. So this is our table. So we have 0 comma minus 4, 4 comma 0, 1 comma minus 3, 1 comma 5. So now you can see that we have two tables. The first table is for our first equation, that is x plus y is equals to 6. And our second table is for our second equation, that is x minus y is equals to 4. Now we have to plot these 8 points in our graph paper. Now remember one thing, that you have to first plot 4 points of one equation and make a line. Then you have to go to the second equation, plot these 4 points and make a line. Do not plot all the 8 points and then make line, because you will get confused that which point is belongs to which equation. So we will go one by one. So we will first plot for our first equation, that is x plus y is equals to 6. So our first point is 0 comma 6. So let us make it over here. We will first delete these points. Okay. So our first point was 0 comma 6. So 0 comma 6. This is our first point. 0 comma 6. Then we will plot our second point, that is 6 comma 0. So over here we have 6 comma 0. So 6. Then we will plot our third point, that is 2 comma 4. So here we have 2 comma 4. Over here 2 comma 4. Then our last point, that is 1 comma 5. We have 1 comma 5. Now we will make a line joining these points. So we'll start from here. We'll take these 3 points and this point as well. So this is our first line, and this line belongs to our which equation? X plus y is equals to 6. Now we will move ahead and we will plot the points for x minus y is equals to 4. So our first point is what? 0 comma minus 4. So I'm taking the point 0 comma minus 4. Over here 0 comma minus 4. Then I'm having 4 comma 0. So I'm having this 4 comma 0. Then I will plot the third point, that is 1 comma minus 3. So 1 comma minus 3 over here. Then the last point, that is 1 comma 5. So 1 comma 5 we have already plotted, that is in the previous equation. So we're not plotting it again because it's already there. Now you can see that the points that we are having is this point, this point, this point, and this point. Now you can see, I have said this before also, that we make a line joining these points, but that line has to be a straight line. You cannot go from here like this straight and then directly to this point. So you have to choose. Either you can make a line joining these 3 points, or you can make a line joining these 2 points. So always we have to select the line which can take more number of points. So if I'm making this line, this from here, if I'm making this line from here to here, then I'm able to take 3 points. But if I'm making this line straight line, then I will only take 2 points. So that is why we will make this line, because it is taking 3 points. So we will make a line like this. So this is our line. Now you can see that this line represents our equation x plus y is equals to 6, and this particular line represents our equation x minus y is equals to 4. And you can see that these two lines intersect at this point, right? They are getting intersected, and their intersection point is what? 5 comma 1. That is, at this intersection we have our x value as 5 and our y value as 1. It means that when we solve these two equations simultaneously, then we will get the value of x as 5 and our y as 1. So we have found the value of x and y using the graphical method. So let us see. Over here, the two lines, that is x plus y is 6 and x minus y is equals to 4, intersect at this point, that is 5 comma 1. It means that our x is 5 and y is 1. So now you are supposed to solve till here only. But for your understanding, I am going to solve the two equations using the simultaneous method. and we will check whether we get the same value or not. So let us first check the by solving the equation simultaneously. So we have two equations, x plus y is 6 and x minus y as 4. So we will add these two equations. So our y will get cancelled and we will get 2x is equals to 10. So we get x as 5. And we will substitute this value in the first equation. So we get x plus y is 6. So 5 plus y is 6. So we get y as 6 minus 5. That is 1. So you can see that using the graphical method also we are getting x as 5 and y as 1. And using the simultaneous method also we are getting the same value. So it means that it doesn't matter which method you use, you're going to get the same value. But if in the exam it is mentioned that you have to solve these two equations using the graphical method, then you have to solve the two equations using the graphical method. If you solve the two equations using any other method, that is a simultaneous method, then you will not get marks for it. But if in the question it is not mentioned, it is just given that solve these two equations, then you can solve the two equations in any method you like. Okay, so let us move ahead and solve one last question. So the question is, draw graph of 3x minus 4y is equals to minus 7 and 5x minus 2y is equals to 0. So now these equations are such that you will always get fractions only. So in such questions, you cannot avoid fractions. So you will have to take fractions over here. So let us start solution. We have two equations, that is 3x minus 4y is minus 7. This is our first equation, and 5x minus 2y is 0. This is our second equation. Now similarly in this question also we have to find 4x comma y values for our first equation and 4x comma y values for our second equation. That is total of 8x comma y values. So first we will put our x as 1. So we get 3 into 1 minus 4y is equals to minus 7. So we get 3 minus 4y is equals to minus 7. So we get 4y as 10. So we get y as 10 by 4. So our y is 2.5 and our x comma y is 0.25. So here we have to take the fraction because you put any number, most of the time you will get fractions only. Okay, so let us move ahead and we will put y as 0. So we get 3x minus 4 into 0. So we get 3x is minus 7. So we get x is minus 7 by 3. So our x is minus 2.3. So our x comma y is minus 2.3 comma 0. Now we will put our y as 1. So we get 3x minus 4y is minus 7. So 3x minus 4 is minus 7. So 3x is equals to minus 7 plus 4. So we get 3x is minus 3. So our x is minus 1. So we get x comma y as minus 1 comma 1. So if you can get a normal integer, then try and get normal integer. But if you're not getting integers, then you have to take the fractions. Okay. So we will move ahead and this is our last value for the first equation. So we will substitute x as 0. So 3 into 0 minus 4y is minus 7. So 4y is 7. Minus minus will get cancelled. So y is 7 by 4. So we get y as 1.75. So x comma y is 0.75. Again we are getting fractions. So the four values for x comma y we got. So it is 0 comma 2.5 minus 2.3 comma 0 minus 1 comma 1 0 comma 1.75. Now we will find 4x comma y values for our second equation. So let's move ahead and find them. So we will put y as 1 in our equation 2. Now remember, now see, you can see that this equation, it is 5x minus 2y is equals to 0. It means that in the constant place you are having 0. So in this equation, we cannot substitute x as 0 or y as 0. Why? Because if I am substituting x as 0, so this will become 0 and we will have 2y is equals to 0. So our y will also be 0. And if I am substituting y as 0, then my 5x will be equal to 0. So my x value will also become 0. So what we will get x comma y? We will get x comma y as 0 comma 0. That is origin. So that point we cannot take. So that is why in this equation we will not substitute x as 0 or y as 0. Instead, we are substituting y as 1. So we get 5x minus 2 into 1 is 0. So we get 5x is equals to 2. So our x is 2 by 5. So our x is 0.4. Therefore, x comma y is 0.4 comma 1. Next, we will take x is equals to 1. So we get 5x minus y, 2y is 0. So 5 minus 2y is 0. We get 5 is equals to 2y. So our y is 5 by 2, that is 2.5. So our x comma y is 1 comma 2.5. Next, we will go ahead and we will substitute x is equals to 2. So we get 5 to the 10 minus 2y. So y is equals to 10 by 2. So we get y is equals to 5. And our x comma y is 2 comma 5. And we will substitute y as 2. So we get 5x minus 2 into 2, 4. 5x is 4. So x is 4 by 5. So x is 0.8. So we get x comma y is 0.8 comma 2. So we found 4x comma y values for our second equation as well. That is 0.4 comma 1, 1 comma 2.5, 2 comma 5, 0.8 comma 2. Now I have taken these values. You can take different values also. That means you can take x as 3, y as 3, anything. But you have to make sure that you do the calculations properly, because if there are error in the calculation, then you will not get the correct answer. So let us move ahead. So this table is the values for 3x minus 4y is minus 7, and this table is for 5x minus 2y is equals to 0. So now we will plot these points in the graph. Okay. So first we will delete these points. Okay. So we will first plot 4 points for this equation. Then we will make line, and then we will plot 4 points for this equation, and then we will make line. So our first point is what, 0 comma 2.5. So over here we are having 0 comma 2.5. Now we have 2 and 3. We don't have 2.5. So you have to check this properly. So see, we have how many lines? This is the dark green line, and you can see there are small light green lines. So how many lines are there? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So from 2 to 3, we have many points. That is, we have 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, and 2.9. So these all lines, they represent from 2.1 to 2.9. From here to here, we are having 2.9, 2.1 to 2.9. But there are only 4 values. It means that this line this line represents 2.2. This line represents 2.4. This line represents 2.6. This line represents 2.8. And this line represents our 3. So our point is what? 2.5. So we will check 2.2, 2.4, 2.6. Now we don't have 2.4, but we have 2.4 and 6. It means that our 2.5 lies between 2.4 and 2.6. So here 2.2, 2.4 and 2.6. So our 2.5 lies over here between 2.4 and 6. So this is our 0, comma 2.5. Next we have minus 2.3, comma 0. So over here we will see that this is 2.2 and this is 2.4. So this over here our minus 2.3, comma 0. Okay. Then our next point will be minus 1, comma 1. So we have minus 1, comma 1. Okay, sorry, this point is wrong. Actually, we have minus 2.3 in the x place, not in the y place. So our 0, comma minus 2.3 comes over here. This is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. So our point will come somewhere over here to say 0, comma minus 2.2 and this is 2.3. So over here it will come 0, comma minus 2.3. Then we have minus 1, comma 1, which we have plotted. Then we have 0, comma 1.75. So we have 0, comma 1.75. So over here 1.75. So this is 1.2, this is 1.4, this is 1.6, and this is 1.8. So our 1.75 will come over here. So here we are having three values or four values. So now we will make a line joining these four points. But you can see that we can either make a line joining these 3 points or we can make a line joining these 2 points. So we will make a line joining these 3 points. Okay. So here we're taking this segment and we will make a line. Oops. From here we are making this line. Make it larger so that it can intersect with the second line. Now, if you would have plotted only 3 points, then, for example, if this point wouldn't have been there, so you would have made the line like this from here till here. So in that case, your answer would get wrong. So that is the reason why I was telling you to plot 4x comma y values, because we are having these 4 points. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So for example, you plotted only 3x comma y lines, and this point is not there. So you would have matched this point and this point with this, and obviously if you would join these 2 points, you will get a wrong answer. That is why I suggest that you should make 4x comma y lines always, because when you make 4x comma y lines, you will always get the correct answer. So let us move ahead and we will plot the 4 points for our second equation. So first point is what? 0.4 comma 1. So here we'll take point 0.4 in the x-axis. So over here we are in the x-axis. So this is 0, this is 0.2, and this is 0.4. So we have 0.4 comma 1. So this point is 0.4 and this is 1. So over here 0.4 comma 1. Then the next point is what? 1 comma 2.5. So we will plot 1 comma now 2.5 is 2, this is 2.2, this is 2.4, and this is 2.6. So in middle, this is 2.5, that is 1 comma 2.5. Next we will plot 2 comma 5. So over here we will plot 2 comma 5. So this is 2 comma 5. Then we will plot 0.8 comma 2. So 0.8 comma 2. So this is 0.2, this is 0.4, 0.6, and 0.8. So 0.8 comma 2. So 0.8 comma 2. Okay. So we are having these 3 points. So we will join these points. So from here we will make this line like this. So now you can see that this line, this particular line is our 3x minus 4y is equals to minus 7, and this line represents this particular line. This line represents our 5x minus 2y is equals to 0. And these two lines are intersecting at this point. Okay. And this point is having uh, x value as 1 and y value as 2.5. So you can see 2.2, 2.4, and this is 2.6, and this is in middle of 2.4 and 2.6. So it means that this is 2.5. So from this graphical method, we understood that when we solve the two equations, we will get x as 1 and y as 2.5. So let us see over here. So you can see that the two lines, that is 3x minus 4y is equals to minus 7 and 5x minus 2y is equals to 0, they intersect at the point 1 comma 2.5. It means that our x is 1 and our y is 2.5. So you have to you're supposed to solve only till here if they're asking for the graphical method. But for your understanding, or if you want, you can just use this method to check whether your answer is correct or not. But do not include this in your answer when you are attempting your question paper, your answers. So here we will solve using the simultaneous method. Again, I'm saying this. This is only for checking. We are just checking this. We are supposed to solve till here only. So the first equation is this, and this is our second equation. Now you can see in the previous video, I told that we have to have our x and y coefficient as same, either x coefficient, either y coefficient. Now you cannot make your x coefficient as y, neither you can make your x coefficient as 3, but you can make your y coefficient as 4. So what we will do is we will multiply the second equation by 2 and we will subtract it. So here multiply equation 2 by 2 and subtract by equation 1. So we are multiplying equation 2 by 2. So we get 5 2s are 10x minus 2 2s are 4 and 2 zeros are 0. Minus our first equation, that is minus 3x plus 4y is equals to 7. So 4y will get cancelled and we get 7x is equals to 7. So our x is equals to 1. Now we will substitute this value of x is equals to 1 in our second equation. So we have this equation as 5x minus 2y is equals to 0. So the value of x is 1. So 5 into 1 minus 2y is equals to 0. So 2y is equals to 5. Therefore y is 5 by 2. Therefore y is equals to 2.5. Therefore our x is 1 and y is 2.5. So you can see we're using the graphical method also we got the same answer, and using the simultaneous method also we are getting the same answer. So whichever method you are using, you will get the same answer as far as your calculations are correct. If your calculations are wrong, then you will get the wrong answer. So this is how you're supposed to solve the graphical method. In the exam, they will give you in the question that you have to solve this equation using the graphical method or whichever method. But if they have not given that if they have given only that solve these two equations, then you can solve the two equations in any way you want. You can use some elimination method, substitution method, graphical method, Cramer's method, whichever method you find the most easiest. So this is how you're supposed to solve using the linear equations using the graphical method. I hope the graphical method is clear to you all. If you all have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section below. I have added the link for the first video also in the description. If you haven't seen, you can go and see the video. In the next video, we will be learning how to solve the linear equation using the Cramer's method. So that is it for today's video. Thank you.